life looks like on the south side of Chicago, what life looks like in black Chicago, unapologetically so, and reclaiming this space is a tremendous thing. So what does this mean? This is another effort to help revitalize this incredible neighborhood. And joining me in this effort, I'm pleased to say, is our Congressman, Bobby Rush. Thank you, Congressman. State Representative Nick Smith. Thank you. State Senator L.G. Sims, who apparently brought his cheering squad. And if I missed any other elected, I thought I saw Alderman David Moore here a minute ago. But let me give a shout out to my brother, David Moore, and all the other distinguished guests and elected officials who are here. Also, I must recognize Department of Planning and Development Commissioner Maurice Cox, Crook Sexton Partners founder and co-managing partner Mark Sexton, White & Company Senior Vice President Jim Mark, and Carter Temple CME Church Pastor Joseph Gordon. And folks, we ought to give it up one more time for Nedra, who is the mistress of ceremonies, not only today, but every day in this community. Since the beginning of our administration, and especially during the course of COVID, my team and I have been hard at work, thinking boldly and creatively about how we can funnel resources into historically disinfected communities on our south and west side. We never stopped through COVID. We persevered because that's what you all needed us to do. The ideas have manifested themselves in programs like Invest Southwest, which catalyzes investments on the south and west side, and we will reach $2 billion in investments by the end of this year. It's manifested itself in investment strategies like the Chicago Recovery Plan, which leverages $1.9 billion to create an equitable and inclusive economic recovery, but also to create thriving and safe communities. It's through the Chicago Recovery Plan, as well as partnerships that we've forged with community leaders, that today's ribbon cutting is possible. The Mahalia Jackson POP, or Public Outdoor Plaza, is one of 12 new public plazas that will create spaces for recreation, performances, and pop-up shops, gardening, and other neighborhood activities and amenities. Our Department of Planning and Development awarded the Greater Chatham Initiative, led by our esteemed Executive Director, Nedra Sims-Fears, $500,000 for construction of this POP site. And our Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events provided an additional $50,000 for the construction of the Mahalia Jackson Memorial. We're grateful for those investments. And because of that support, as well as the planning led by the Greater Chatham Initiative, this project transformed an 8,500 square foot site owned by Carter Temple Church and turned it into this incredible space that we see here today. Importantly, this location leverages transit-oriented location near the 79th Street train station, making it the perfect stop for commuters to stop by providing a cafe, a space for food trucks and pop-up businesses, active and passive recreation areas, natural playscapes, and of course, the beautiful commemorative installation honoring gospel singer Mahalia Jackson, for whom this plaza is named after. And I hope everybody here knows exactly who Mahalia Jackson is. But for those of you who may need a little re-education, let me tell you that she was one of the most great, legendary, talented, globally renowned black singers who helped to popularize gospel music right here in Chicago. She may have been born in New Orleans, but she was a daughter of Chicago and made us and put us on the map for gospel music. She also helped advance the fight for civil rights for black people all around the country. And not only did she call this city her home, but she also sang in churches here on the South Side and over the West Side, and made Chicago the gospel powerhouse that it has been ever since. In the same way that her voice transcended barriers of all kinds during her time, the investments that we are making today in neighborhoods like Chatham are leaving a positive, long-lasting, and far-reaching impact on our entire city. We have said from the beginning of our administration, we will not do any one and done. We will not do any temporary scaffolding. We will build institutions for lasting, permanent change to transform the quality of life in our neighborhoods. This POP site demonstrates our commitment to working in partnership with community organizations to bring their and your visions to life. This is not something that was dreamed up on the 5th floor or in the Department of Planning. We have been in deep engagement with community throughout the pandemic to ask what you need, what will help improve the quality of life, and really breathe vibrancy into neighborhoods that have a long legacy and history of excellence. So I want to thank Ms. Fears and her team at the Greater Chatham Initiative for identifying a need to create a gathering space. And I want to thank our team in city government for listening to that need and doing what we could to bring the vision, the aspiration to life. I'd also like to thank the teams at Crook Sexton Partners, White and Company for prioritizing community feedback and ideas and turning them into something impactful and tangible for the entire Chatham community. Folks, my friend Guion Foreman said to Nedra as we were walking up, "Nedra, this place is dope," and he is right. Thank you all so very much. And now I'd like to welcome up Commissioner Maurice Cox.
Love you, Lori Lightfoot.
Don't we love ourselves some Lori Lightfoot? Hello, Chatham. It's just so amazing to be here again, because I do remember when Nedra and the Greater Chatham Initiative wanted to revitalize another corner of Chatham, 75th Street. And some of you may remember when stores were closed and restaurants couldn't serve indoors, they had an idea to turn that entire 75th Street corridor into a boardwalk. And so instantaneously, businesses could open up again and people saw the life of that street. But little did I know that Nedra and her organization had their sights on another part of Chatham, 79th Street. And the mayor, it really starts with a conversation that we had at the first Pop Courts, which was in Austin on the west side on Chicago Avenue. And they took a derelict corner of Austin and turned it into a moment on that corridor that literally popped. It popped. It was so beautiful and so full of art and joy that as the mayor left the ribbon cutting, she turned to me and she said, "We need to do 10 more of these all over town." And I went back to my shop and said, "Well, your dream has come true. The mayor has asked us to do 10 more. And here we are with the first one of that series." So thank you, Nedra, but thank you, Mayor, for your commitment to making improvements like this in the here and now, and the foresight to understand that there was something bigger that we could do with that initiative. So it's an amazing space, and it is tactical, it's nimble, this team has created a place out of no place, created a way out of no way, and it is very fitting that it's in honor of Mahalia Jackson, because now commuters coming from the Red Line will have a place to stop, get a cup of coffee, be in a safe, quiet place, and talk, and really just be a place where students, families can all come and understand the magic of placemaking. So in planning terms, in planning language, there's a term for this. It's called tactical urbanism. And it's meant to be, very quick and dirty and fast. And this is an example of it. The procedure that you're looking at is called urban acupuncture. So if you think about it, urban acupuncture, you find a stress point in the organ and you find a pinch point and you put a targeted intervention right at that spot. And that yields, it relieves the pain, and it gets your mind thinking again of what's possible. So for me, this is a bit of urban acupuncture. It is just the beginning of a much bigger vision that the pastor has for this site. And I actually believe that because of this early intervention, that intervention will happen as well. So you should understand the power of us claiming a place. And so I think there's no better, no more fitting memorial than to name this after Mahalia Jackson, a daughter of Chatham. So we are here to name it. Mahalia Jackson, we're here to claim this place. And from this moment on, this site will be forever associated with Mahalia Jackson. That's the power of placemaking. That's what we're doing here. And just in closing, this could not and would not have happened if it were not for the generosity of the team that Nidra assembled. We heard Mark Sexton and his team, who very early on, after the pandemic, he brought together a group of architects called Architects Reimagining Chicago. And he said, what can we do to help, specifically on the south and west side? And here we are today seeing their fine work. So thank you, Mark, for that leadership. Wright & Company, right there with them. This is a design and construction company who did this with an enormous amount of, passion, willingness to step forward, to put their own resources on the line until payday comes. So we thank you tremendously for your leap of faith with us to do this. And then Urban Roots. Do we have the owner of Urban Roots here? Yeah, bro. All right. This young man, here you go. They're the ones who did this amazing landscape that will emerge over months. He has a company. He can do this all night long. And so we have to find more opportunities for him to do his work in neighborhoods like Chatham. So thank you for your work. And then I will end with a group of folks who really have made this place pop, and that is the artists. Everything from the seating to the fences to the murals to the sculpture, all of it has been touched by Chicago artists. So Bernard Williams, who gave us the fencing, Norman Teague, who did the seating, Dorian Sylvain, who is the Pied Piper of community art and brought these beautiful artists together, and Gerald Griffin, who will do a life-size monument to Mahalia Jackson. We just thank you for being on this journey with us. And I have to lastly thank Pastor Gordon. And so Carter Temple Church, the team was saying there's this amazing charismatic pastor who is letting us do pop chords on a site he owns. And I just thought, thank you, sir. You are part of a new generation of faith leaders, and we are going to be with you on your journey as you turn this site into yet a great place for people to live, work, and play. So I am going to cede the table now to the podium to Nidra, who really is an inspiration. The way she has led the Greater Chatham Initiative, her openness to ideas, her innovation is why we're here. You could not do this work without partners like Nidra. So Nidra, thank you. Come up and say a few words. Thank you.
I want to give a shout out to Senators Sims and Representative Smith, because there is going to be kind of that next iteration of the pop court, that cafe is going to turn into, container is going to turn into a cafe, and that this exhibition is going to be 4 times bigger. So I thank them for their generosity. I see my board and my advisors here, so thank you so very much for sticking with us. And again, Dorian Sylvain has just been a fabulous asset. Mark, he called me in February and said, are you ready to go on a ride with me, and help us, and offered his services for us to consult. We have met every 3 times a week for the last 6 months making this happen. I also thank Wright Construction. Dan, our construction manager, has called me from 6:30 to 7:30 every morning at this site, and I am so glad not to hear from Dan anymore. The Bordeaux Griffin, Francie Griffin, has a construction company, and she did most of the work on this site. So thank you, Francie. She has gone over and beyond. The chairs that you're sitting in, there was a supply chain problem, and Francie flew, they were in Tennessee. She flew a staff person to go get the chairs, drive them back, and unload them so that they would be here today. Now, is that over and beyond the call of duty? And Gerald for his wonderful work, Bernard Williams for his abstract sculpture, and Jimmy from Urban Roots. I get here in the morning, he's here. I leave at 7 o'clock, he's here. He's fussed with this landscape. I don't like that plant. It didn't do this. He has replanted this thing probably 3 times until it met his standard. So thank you, Jimmy. And so I just want to say, Maurice said that this is a dream project, and it is. It's a passion project. I hope that you can see the Mahalia Jackson exhibition. She stood for excellence. She stood for creativity. She was a business person. And so I'm pleased to say that 3/4 of the money that was spent in this project went to Black-owned companies. So, and they showed. One of the things that I love about Chatham is its bench strength. We have so many talented people, and they were willing to put their shoulder to the grindstone to make sure that our kids, our families, our businesses, our employees that live here get the absolute best, because we deserve the best, and we made it happen. And so I want to thank again the mayor, Commissioner Cox, the commissioner from the DKs, and People's Gas that help us realize the natural play space. And the last thing I want to say about the natural play space is it is the 3rd natural play space on the south side. We are surrounded by 10 early care and education centers within walking distance, and they have very small playgrounds. Children's jobs are to play, and we wanted them to have a place where they could come and play, and we want this to be the place, and want to thank our food court vendors. And with that, I am turning it over to Mark. Thank you, Mark.
Good afternoon. I'm Mark Sexton with Crick Sexton Partners, and thank you, Mayor, for letting this happen and having the vision for it. Commissioner Cox, your fortitude in actually pushing this forward and believing that this lot could change. I want to say just a couple of very short things. I think when we started working on it and it was very quickly named Mahalia Jackson, I think our group of architects and engineers and construction people realized Mahalia was a great civil rights leader and a great community leader, but fundamentally she was an artist. And that ended up being a guiding light. Let the artist of this community develop this, because artists have the truest vision. They're uncompromised in how they see the world. So in the case of Mahalia Jackson Court, it's really a creation of artists. Bernard with his sculpture, Gerald with his sculpture, which soon to be will expand and become life-size. Norman with all of his wonderful furniture and fence and elements of natural material. And Dorian for actually deploying a whole group of local artists with these incredible murals that are authentic, and they only can be here. When Maurice Cox talks about creating play space or community space or place, this can only be on this corner as a celebration for Mahalia. And even Pastor Gordon, we had a bit of support from God even to make this happen. So I think it's another really important thing. And I'll only conclude by, again, thanking all of the partners, all of the engineers and construction people, landscape people, but artists and even God don't get things done completely. It takes someone like Nidra, because ultimately, without her leadership, without her tenacity, without her never-ending optimism for what this could be, this would never have happened. So Nidra, congratulations to you on a great day. Thank you. And I'd like to introduce another associate, Jim Marks from White Construction.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, on behalf of White & Company, this is an absolute privilege to be able to continue to work and help the city with projects like this and these POP programs. But we are honored to be part of the commitment of Mayor Lightfoot and Commissioner Cox's determination to commit to improving these neighborhoods like Chatham with Invest Southwest and POP program and the urban acupuncture, as you might say. And what an honor for us to be a part of something to honor Mahalia Jackson. It really, truly is. These initiatives, they really take a couple of things. It's about great relationships and a spirit of collaboration to be able to pull this off. And I have to give Mary O'Connor her leadership and determination to make this happen, and her ability to find the partnerships to be able to pull this off. And of course, Nidra and Mark, they're the ones that really pulled the vision together to see the opportunity that what might come out of this space. But I'm here to talk about the collaboration and of the unbelievable, outstanding local talent that helped with the construction execution. So first, I have to give honor to my team, Dan, who you've heard about over there, and Alex Praskowskis, who's out here somewhere. You know, they're the ones that spent day to day, and I guess calling every morning at 6:30 to make sure this would happen. And it certainly wasn't me. But the people in your own community and the surrounding areas what really pulled this together. We already talked about Francie Bordeaux Griffin, and what I found out, this is not what she normally does. She doesn't do like these kind of outdoor spaces, and she had the creativity to bring Chris and her team out to do all the work. And then we mentioned, yep, there we go, and Jimmy Williams of Urban Roots, I think you're back there. And you know, we never worked with them before. I think Dan and Alex found them, and we have been just absolutely amazed, and we look forward to doing more work with you. I think Matan Group did the painting of the trailer, and then what I didn't know until Dan just told me is Junior and Gabe from Mangari Construction, we weren't sure we were going to be able to pull this off, so he gave them the call, and they did all this kind of smaller behind-the-scenes work to pull this all together. So again, I'm so excited, and congratulations on your space, and I wish we can just put our hands together for everyone that worked here every day to pull this together. Thank you.
Hey there, everybody. I know it's hot out here. I'm second to last. I promise to be fast. Good afternoon. My name is Rob Foytik. I lead neighborhood strategy at Choose Chicago, the city's official destination marketing organization and tourism bureau. On behalf of our board chair, Glenn Eden, Lynn Osmond, our president and CEO, and all of us at Choose Chicago, congratulations to the Greater Chatham Initiative and to everyone here in the Chatham neighborhood. As a tourism bureau, our goal at Choose Chicago is to bring more people to our city, and not just downtown, but to our thriving and diverse neighborhoods like Chatham. Tourism can be a tool of economic development when it is done correctly, with the community leading. When we have organizations like GCI at the helm, tourism can be a tool to support and protect the longtime residents and bring needed dollars into a community. We are lucky to have partners like NIDRA and the Greater Chatham Initiative to be our guide as we work to promote Chicago's 77 neighborhoods. Choose Chicago is proud to be providing web design and hosting for the Mahalia Jackson Court, so that everyone can find information on programming, as well as background on Mahalia herself and the DPD project that we're all enjoying here today. Check out MahaliaJacksonCourt.com for all of that information. Thanks to Chatham leading the way, I'm happy to announce that Choose Chicago will be providing these pro bono marketing and web design services to all of the POP winners from the Department of Planning and Development grant. We have 8 of these in process right now with the communities, so stay tuned for those. Thank you again for allowing me these brief remarks, and enjoy your afternoon.
If I had known I was speaking, I would have prepared remarks. To Mayor Lightfoot and Congressman Rush, Senator Sims, Commissioner Cox, Representative Smith, government and community leaders, members and friends of Carter Temple and Greater Chatham, members and friends of Chatham community organizations, to all of our brothers and sisters, friends and guests, this is a great day. It's a great day for the city of Chicago. It's a great day for 79th Street. It's a great day for Chatham. Long before the pandemic, Carter Temple had a vision that began nearly 2 decades ago when we first purchased this land. Since that day, this land has gone through a few different iterations and changes, torn down buildings, and ultimately had become a level field waiting, yearning for development that would make a difference in our community. And it's just as we had gained some momentum, that momentum was unfortunately stunted by COVID-19. But as we always have, we emerge. And we emerge with a greater resolve to make things happen. We had no idea, however, that part of that emergence would include new friends like Nidra Fears and Greater Chatham Initiative. We had no idea that it would include new partners and a new phased vision for this space. It's a vision filled with hope and vibrancy, connectivity, and indeed synergy. That as we still look forward to the launch of Gateway 79 in just over 2 years, our mixed-use, affordable housing and retail, equitable, transit-oriented development in this same space that has now become even bolder a vision through the Connected Communities Ordinance that was recently passed by the city of Chicago. Until then, until Gateway 79 comes to fruition, we were blessed with this opportunity to not only celebrate the great Mahalia Jackson, the same Mahalia whose voice honored God and lifted the broken, and even encouraged Martin to speak about his dream. But we also had the new and now realized opportunity to give children and families a gathering space, a place of respite, a place to belong, and a place to share. And so we thank all of our partners, and we thank you, Mayor Lightfoot, for your commitment to making resources available so that Black and brown communities receive investment and opportunities for transformative development such as the Pop Court Initiative.
Carter Temple's goal has always been to be faithful stewards of our resources, whether that's our annual events, including the grants that we were giving to community partners and businesses during COVID. But one of our greatest resources is the land upon which we're now gathered. And today, along with Greater Chatham and all of our partners, we steward and share this space with our friends and neighbors in the name of God and in the name of community. And so we consecrate this space now. We dedicate this space, and we speak safety for all who will gather, and we speak peace and life to this intersection of 79th and State and Chatham. And it's our hope, as I conclude my remarks, it's our hope that this space will be catalytic and spur further development that will make our community more safer, more walkable, more livable, and more equitable for all. This is a small but meaningful step to the continued revitalization of Chatham. Change happens through collaboration. Power happens through partnership. And so we pray that this renewed space would be a symbol, would be a model to all, that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Today we have gone farther because we've gone together. Thank you. And now I reintroduce Nidra Fears.
So I can go home tonight. I am going to thank my family, who has not seen me very much the last 6 months. And I want to thank my team that have gone over, they've gone under, they've gone through to make this happen. So thank you very much, my team, and to my family. And with that, I would like to reintroduce Mayor Lightfoot so she can talk about the wonderful new Corridor Ambassador Program.
And I'm going to invite these folks, come on up. If you're a member of the Corridor Ambassador team that happens to be here, come on up. I want to make sure that people see you. So just to take you back, Invest Southwest, 10 communities, 12 commercial corridors. We have poured a lot of resources into making these commercial corridors really come to life. One of the latest things that we have done is initiate what we're calling the Corridor Ambassadors. Come on up, I know there's more of you here, don't be shy. Come on up, folks. And what we are doing is hiring people, primarily young people, from each of these neighborhoods to be the eyes and ears, to be out there to help the businesses, to make sure that they are providing another layer of safety across these communities. I'm so proud of them, proud of the work that they're doing, because they are giving back in concrete, tangible ways to their community to make sure that the work that is being done on the ground, the investments that are being made, really have life and reflect the vision of the community. Thank you so much to these Corridor Ambassadors. If you see someone like my friend here in his vest, if you see some of these other young people who are just joining and getting trained today, thank them. Thank them for stepping up. Thank them for living and loving their community, because they're going to make a difference all over our city. Thank you all very much. And I think with that, enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Now we're going to do a ribbon cutting. Okay, Ambassador.